Good afternoon, folks. It's been a while. Um, Things are not going all that great around here with my wife. Mobility issues primarily. She's at home, but you know, so I haven't been doing very much except take care of her and running around and doing this and taking my son to the doctors when he needs to go and stuff like that. So I haven't been working in my shop in months, and I don't know when I'm going to get back to it. But big changes here. First of all, after I had the heater core flushed in this car, the 2003 Dodge Caravan, I had great heat for about a month. Then, all of a sudden, I started getting cold air out of the vents when I had the heat turned all the way up. And then it would go away and come back again. In other words, I'd have heat when I'm driving along. Then it just stopped altogether. And so I didn't go back. The heater core did not have to be flushed again. It wasn't necessary. It was already done and everything else. But I don't think he added coolant. Anyways, I wasn't getting any heat. After about 3 weeks or 4 weeks after I had it flushed, it was fine, perfect, whooshed out of the car. Then all of a sudden it just stopped. So I went back to a local garage up here, but he's a one-man show, and he keeps promising he's going to do it, and he don't. And we're going to change the actuator, which controls what they call the blend door. Well, it's a good thing I didn't have that changed, because that was not the problem. I brought it to another garage, which I've dealt with before, about 10 miles from here. I had to have it AAA towed over there because it was overheating. I not only wasn't getting any heat, but it was overheating. The heat gauge always runs on this Dodge Caravan between 1/4 and 1/2. That's the normal range all the time. Well, it started climbing and it got to 1/2, and then the fans come on, which I've never heard before. Even when I run the AC, it's very rarely that the electric fans come on. Once in a while they do. So it started overheating, and then the next day when I went out, it started climbing and climbing and climbing until it got all the way up to the hot. So I had to pull over on my way to my local restaurant in the morning. I had to pull over twice, let the engine cool down, shut it off, let it cool down, and I made it to the restaurant because I was closer to the restaurant than I was at home. So, anyways, I said there got to be. I called the other garage because this one-man show. Forget him. He can't even. He just kept putting me off and kept putting me off. So I called another garage, and I told him. I says I think I not only have no heat, because I was told the actuator is not working. Because when you turn the control from cold to hot, you're supposed to hear a noise, and you never hear a noise. And you turn it all the way to hot, you're still getting cold air out. So I also told him, I says, I got that problem, and now I got an overheating problem, and I think the thermostat is stuck, closed. Let me see if I'm still recording here. Yep. I haven't used a ZE1 in a while, so I want to make sure we're still recording. Anyways, W1. What am I saying? ZE1. It's a Bobloff W1. Anyways, so he says, well, I got the actuator in stock because I ordered one for you in case you need it. So the car was up there a couple of days because they're closed Saturday and Sunday, and I brought it up Friday. And he looked at it Monday, and he told me we found a very bad hose. It's a small hose. I guess it's like the bypass hose or whatever. That was like a sponge. It was leaking. I told him, how can I have a leak when I have no fluid on the ground? None. Because when I go anywhere, wherever I park on pavement, I always look under the car. I've done that with every vehicle I had. And there's nothing on the ground. And I said if it was leaking in the heater core, it would be on the floor. You'd smell antifreeze and the carpet would be wet. That's not the case. So, anyways, that's all that was wrong with it. $208 rather than thousands of dollars to pull the whole dashboard apart if the blend door had to be replaced. So thank God for that. That's all it was. However, the reservoir where you add fluid, it's got a cold mark and then you got a hot mark. And when the engine's hot, it's up to the hot mark. That never dropped. That always stayed there. And he says that happens on cars. A lot of times those things don't work. And they're not really what you should be going by. You should be taking the radiator cap off. Like we used to do on the old cars. So that I know. Now, I didn't know that. I thought, that's why I add it. If I needed to add fluid, that's where I put it in. So that's all it was. The car no longer overheats. The heat gauge stays between 1.25 and 1/2 on this car. That's the normal. Ever since all the years I had it, that's what it runs. I'm getting fantastic heat out of this. And now, don't ask me why, you can turn that valve from cold to hot. You can hear the click. Why would it be because it was low on fluid? Why would that change? That's electric. It's got a little motor in the actuator that opens and closes the blend door from cold to hot. Well, thank God that works okay. All right, now, we already discussed that my wife's got nurses coming in and mobility issues, and we have some big problems in that respect for her to get up and do things, which is getting very, very bad. But I'm not going to go into that. I just want you to know. So, all right. Also, on my wife's phone, the smartphone, like this, for the last week or two, she's been, maybe longer, she can't get her text messages. She don't text, but she does need it to get text. Like if she needs a password change, they're going to text her on the phone and she needs to read that. She couldn't get it. So I brought it down to Verizon today, and they said she's got a virus in the phone, but they also told me it's not actually the phone, it's in the Google account. I don't understand this crap. My wife says I hate that phone. She says it's a pain in the ass because you get ads coming up all the time, and there's things installed in there that she did not put in. And I said, doesn't Verizon come with an antivirus thing? She said, yes, but it's not for that. What the hell? This high-tech. We're going back to flip phones. We had these things for about 1 year. We still have a payoff of $105 in each. We're getting 2 flip phones. They're going to order them for $125 each. Originally, a year ago, they wanted $300 each. And I wrote the number down. My wife is looking up the reviews, the flip phones we're getting. All they are is you can do text, you can do voicemail, and you can call. That's no internet. That is what we want. That's all she needs. And she wants to do Zoom, she does it on her tablet. She orders online, she does it on her tablet. She can't do email on her smartphone. Just don't work. I have Gmail account that's on this, as well as my wife. When we got these, I've never used it once. I try using it, the password's invalid. Hell with this stuff. We're going back to old technology. I find myself, I'm getting one too. I find myself leaving this phone in the car for emergencies. Whenever I bring it in to charge it, half the time I leave it in the house, I'm on the road and I don't have a phone. When I had the good old flip phone, it was always in my pocket, except when I charge it, drop it in my pants pocket after it's all done, and I've got it. Another thing, too, when I told them down there, years ago we had a flip phone. When somebody calls, you got the number right there to show you who's calling. And you say, well, it's John Doe from Idaho. Okay, I'm going to answer it. I said, you can't do that on this. And they agreed with me. This thing rings. You don't know who the hell it is until you answer it. Good old technology. We're going back. We gave it a try. And the only reason we tried it is because at that time, a year ago, a flip phone would cost us $300 each. Now it's only $125. Unfortunately, we have to pay off these. So they become a brick. You want to use them as a camera or something. So, that's it. This is inconvenience for me to carry. It's a pain in the ass. I love the flip phones. That's the way to go. This modern technology and all these viruses, we don't need that garbage. But she tried to clean it off. One of them was a big green circle that go around, clean now, clean now, clean your phone. It would fill up the whole screen of your phone, and there was no way to click off of it. If you turn the phone off and put it on, you got it back on there again. I don't know what she did, but she thinks she got it out, but she can't guarantee it. And there's a whole bunch of things that I said my wife did not put those in. I had to go down to Verizon because she can't get out of the house. Okay. So I've been running around for the last quite a few weeks with like a one-arm paper hanger with a bad case of the crabs. And that's just the way it is. So, I haven't had a chance to even work on a hobby. I'm not even in the mood to work on a radio. I'm down in the dumps with her, worrying about her. Worry, worry, worry. I'll be in my early grave. And I got to be around to take care of her. I made a thing for her couch. So she got a reclining couch that she can push down and get herself up. I made it. It took me a day to make it because I had to work part-time on it and then go do other things so that she can rest her arm and lift herself out of the couch. So that helped. So when the nurse came today, she was able to get up and get cleaned up and bandages and medication on her and stuff like that. So, but I'm not going to go into that because there's a lot of things going on here in that respect. So the last thing we need is complicated damn smartphones. As I said so many times, I only use this phone, not even 10% of the phone. I don't know how to use the QR codes. I don't want to know about it. I was shown one time how to use it. What do I need to do that for? All I use the phone for is to check my voicemail, make outgoing going calls, and I don't text. I tell people that what few people do on my number, don't text me because I don't read them. I will not read them. But that phone, the flip phone, will text. It's a Flip 3 or something like that. I don't know. I gave the card to my wife, and she'll on a tablet she'll look up the ratings. She's better at that stuff than I am. So she has a lot of things. Every time she went to use a phone, she gets pop-up ads all over the place. And probably what happened was trying to get rid of these things, she installed them. Neither one of us know what we're doing on these things. This stuff is not made for senior citizens. It is not. It is designed for the younger generation, 30 years old and younger. It is not made for somebody that's almost 100 years old. So, the good thing about getting a flip phone, anybody calls me and I'm walking around, I'll be able to pick it out. And that's just like the good old days. I loved my flip phone. It was so easy to use. You can tell. You got somebody there, you can see the little preview screen, and I get my magnifier and the phone is ringing. Oh yeah, it's John Doe from Idaho. Okay, I'm going to answer John, and see what's up and how's the Idaho potatoes growing out there. All right, so anyway, seriously, I love that. And when you're done, you just close it. This, you got to go through a whole bunch of schmeal to get the thing closed. I don't need that. And if you're not careful, you install something. I don't have a big problem with this one because this thing is hardly ever used. It's used for telephones. I used the camera on it. I played around with it when I first got it. I got this W1. This W1 here gives clearer pictures, clearer videos than this, and this is supposed to be a 50 megapixel. That's a lot of crap. It's interpolated. It ain't no 50 megapixel. There's no such thing. It's just a marketing thing. That's all it is. But the point is, if I need to do videos, I don't use this. I've only tried it out. It's very inconvenient. The good old W1, Bob Love W1 is the way to go. If I need a video, I'll just grab that. Yeah, occasionally you get your phone. The flip phone don't have a very good video on it. I don't know what the video is, but if you need to take something in a hurry, you take it. But I'll be damned if I'm going to take a video in the vertical. I won't watch keyhole videos, I said that. This is the way to take them. But I don't have to worry about that. The Bob Love W1 has video camera, take snapshots. I can hold in the vertical because that's what it's designed for. And that's all there is to it. It's so much easier. Flips in my pocket and that's it. The flip phone slips in my pocket. Open it up. I want to take a quick snapshot. That's fine. But why have a smartphone which is designed, as I said, for smart people? They're not made for somebody old and stupid like myself. I'm stupid for high-tech stuff. I remember my viewers telling me, hey, you come up in the world, you're doing a smartphone. We gave it a try for a year. And when my wife had all this problem, she can't even get her text messages because she needs the text message if she has to change her password when she's using a tablet to get online, and sometimes they change the password on it, and they're going to send her a text. It's needed. So we're going to get something that's reliable. We don't have to worry about viruses on a flip phone. So obviously any virus that Verizon provides doesn't work with that. I don't know. She talked about a whole bunch of stuff. I don't understand it. I don't. I can't deal with high-tech stuff. I think you know me by now. I can't deal with high, complicated video editing programs. I can't deal with high-tech computers. I'm still running Windows 7. I have a Windows 11 laptop. I've only used it twice. It's so much farting around trying to get here and get there. It's different. It's set up differently. You know? And, I got a tablet. And I don't use that too much. I tried putting Zoom in the tablet. I installed it. And the password is invalid. That's the story of my life. I tried putting Zoom in the Windows 11 laptop. It installed. Try to get on. Invalid password. I don't use Zoom anyways, but I figured I'd try it. When it comes to high-tech stuff, I can't deal with it. Simple as that. But I can't. That's why a lot of times I don't want to put problems out there about computers, because I am too old to learn new stuff. There are some old guys that know this stuff. I can't. So I just can't deal with it. I'm from the old school. Give me the good old flip phones. As a matter of fact, I miss the analog phones. Worst thing about them is you get a little static and you weren't getting any signal. Sometimes you lose it. This digital stuff is for the birds. Yes, I mean, it's great when it works, and if you know how to use it. I know very little about it, just enough to make videos here. You know, good old flip phone. Somebody calls you, boom, boom. Oh, okay. Talk to you later. Bye. Click. I don't have to go, all right, close down here and close this and close that. And then I know a lot of people that carry these in their back pocket. That's a beautiful way to get your screen busted. This is too clumsy to go into my pocket. I put this case, which is nice, and it sticks in my front pocket like that. It's cumbersome. I take it into McDonald's. When I have to go on the throne in the McDonald's, the damn thing falls off onto the floor. It's got a case. Good old flip phone stay in your pocket when you dump and taking a dump. And somebody calls you when you're taking a dump, you just pick up the phone and say, yeah, I'm in my office right now. I'll be with you at 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. Maybe 3 shakes of a lamb's tail if the lamb is still alive and kicking after I fired him out with my smell. Okay, folks, that's where we're at right now. I figured I'd throw this video out to you. I got to get back in the house. Whatever it is you do, don't put off tomorrow what you can do today, because you might like it today, and you might want to do the whole damn thing all over again tomorrow. Good day.